Here on Aging Untold, we like to say caregiving is a marathon. Having outlets, rotating support, and creative respites are important because when you don't, burnout is inevitable. Dr. Ray, what can happen to us physically when our emotional state is left unchecked?
The first thing that happens when we're stressed is we get an increase in our cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. And that's a good thing because we want to be able to manage stress, acute, short term. But long term, chronically elevated cortisol is not a good thing. So when your cortisol is in a hypercortisol state because you're just stressed all day long, you're running all day, then you're going to start gaining weight. First place you gain is around your belly. Okay, but cortisol also is going to regulate your mood, your sleep, and your memory. Particularly in women, they're more sensitive in this area called the hippocampus, where cortisol will shrink that area of the brain. And so cortisol also is a regulating hormone. It regulates all your other hormones. It affects your sleep-wake cycle. It regulates your blood pressure, your blood sugar, and your immune system. So when cortisol is out of whack, all your other hormones are out of whack. So it really is very detrimental physically on the body. So that's why it's so important to try to get measures to react to stress and treat it in a healthy way.
And all that's really good. It really is, and I don't discount that. But our family caregivers are literally in a war zone. They're in the trenches. And they're hunkered down and taking fire all the time. So, finding that, I hear it all the time. It's like, I can't even find time to shower. How am I supposed to find time for a break or a rest? Or you're telling me to get respite, but respite's going to cost me.
My dad called me, and I was like this. This is how I felt. And I picked up the phone, and I was all tense, and he wanted me to come over and fix his remote control. And I lost it. So look at your level of irritation, look at your level of patience, look at your reacting to things and not, look at how fast you're talking into something, look at how, you dread going in the other room. Think about those things and then ask yourself, am I really okay?
Yeah.
And then don't go too big. Don't try to get a massive solution. And if you need to go into the car and scream 3 times a day, if you need to go in the other room and call somebody, if you need to do deep breathing exercises, something, because you're hurting yourself, you're feeling miserable already, and the caregiving is not going to go away.
Yeah. And so you're just talking about fielding the phone calls that come all day, not even hands-on care creates that level of stress.
Yeah.
And so I think awareness is a big part of it, just being aware that caregiving causes stress and when you need to do something to kind of bring yourself down and reset. I was talking to a lady the other day, and she has been taking care of her husband who's in severe dementia, and I warned her that 30% of caregivers don't outlive the person they're caring for. And she's like, I know. She said, at this point, I really don't even care if I wake up. And I said, that's kind of sounds like depression, right? She goes, I know, but that's how I feel.
So I tell everybody, find an online support group, and every anchor needs a chain.
And plus now we have Aging Untold.